You're sitting at dinner with friends, smiling, nodding at the right moments, holding your wine glass steady, while inside, a voice is cataloging every microexpression on their faces, passing every pause for evidence that you're too much or not enough. You excuse yourself to the bathroom, not because you need it, but because you need 60 seconds where no one can see you trying to remember how a normal person sits. You walk back to the table feeling like an imposter in your own life. Later that night, alone, the bathroom mirror becomes a courtroom where you prosecute yourself for every word you said, every laugh that came out wrong, every moment you're certain they saw through you. You've been told you're too sensitive, that you catastrophize, that if things were really that bad, people would notice. But here's what no one sees. You've become so good at hiding the breakdowns that even you have started to believe you're just failing at being a person. What if the exhaustion of appearing fine isn't a personal failure, but a specific, recognized pattern that has a name, a mechanism, and a way out? You've been carrying a hurricane inside, while the world sees only calm. That split isn't weakness, it's a specific adaptation, and it has a cost no one around you can see. Imagine two alarm systems. One blares at full volume the moment a door opens. The other is wired to send every alert to a silent control room deep underground. Same threat level, zero external sound. Quiet BPD is the second system. All the instability, all the emotional storms of borderline personality disorder, but directed entirely inward. In the late 1990s, psychologist Theodore Millon identified what he called discouraged borderline personality disorder, a subtype where the chaos doesn't explode outward in visible crises, but implodes into self-blame, withdrawal, and an overwhelming sense of being fundamentally broken. Today we call it Quiet BPD, or high-functioning BPD, and the name captures something essential. You can meet every diagnostic criterion for borderline personality disorder: the fear of abandonment, the unstable sense of self, the intense emotional swings, while appearing completely fine to everyone around you. The difference isn't severity, it's direction. Where classic BPD might lash out at others during emotional storms, Quiet BPD turns every ounce of that pain inward. You don't rage at the person who hurt you. You write a mental essay on why you deserved it. You don't threaten to leave. You preemptively destroy the relationship in your head to avoid the annihilation of being left. The world sees someone who has it together. You feel like you're drowning in a glass box, screaming where no one can hear. Instead of lashing out, you lash in. When the pain comes, you don't throw it at someone else. You absorb it, internalize it, turn it into a list of everything you think you're doing wrong. A 2023 study by Zimmerman and colleagues found that nearly 50% of people diagnosed with BPD in outpatient settings don't engage in visible self-harm or show the explosive anger most people associate with the disorder. They meet every diagnostic criterion, but the battlefield is entirely internal. You aren't less affected. You're just better at hiding it, and that difference has made you invisible to the very systems designed to help. Here's what makes Quiet BPD distinct from depression. It's triggered by relationships. Depression can descend like fog, regardless of what's happening around you. Quiet BPD ignites in relational moments. A text left on read, a shift in someone's tone, a dinner invitation you weren't included in. Your nervous system doesn't just notice these things, it registers them as existential threats. Daniel, a 32-year-old software engineer, was high-performing at work but crumbled in relationships. After his girlfriend made an offhand comment about his texting frequency, he spent 3 days convinced the relationship was over. He drafted breakup texts he never sent, then withdrew completely, appearing distant to her while feeling like he was dying inside. Daniel wasn't being difficult. He was trying to survive a nervous system that registered a small comment as existential threat. To everyone else, he seemed fine, maybe a little quiet. Inside, he was managing a full-scale crisis alone. Here's the reframe that changes everything. You're not broken. You're an emotional first responder to relational threat. Your brain is wired to detect ruptures in connection at a resolution most people will never experience. That hyper-vigilance, that constant scanning for signs you're about to be abandoned or rejected, it's not a character flaw. It's an adaptation. The same nervous system that exhausts you also makes you extraordinarily attuned to the emotional states of others. The problem has never been the sensitivity itself. It's that all that insight, all that emotional data has been turned inward into self-attack instead of outward into connection. And here's what matters most. This pattern is one of the most treatable in all of mental health. Dialectical behavior therapy, or DBT, was developed by psychologist Marsha Linehan specifically for borderline personality disorder. And it works by teaching you to do what your nervous system has never learned: regulate intense emotions without either imploding or exploding. DBT gives you skills to ride the waves instead of drowning in them. Distress tolerance to survive crises without making them worse. Emotion regulation to turn down the volume on feelings that used to flood you. Interpersonal effectiveness to ask for what you need without preemptively sabotaging connection. And mindfulness to observe your thoughts without becoming them. You learn that the thought "this person will leave me" is a signal, not a fact. That the feeling "I'm too much" doesn't have to dictate your next move. What you've been doing, appearing fine while drowning, took extraordinary strength. Now imagine using that same strength not to hide, but to heal. The next time you find yourself cataloging faces across a dinner table, heart racing at a pause in conversation, you're not broken. You're not failing at being a person. You're a nervous system built to detect relational threat at a resolution most people will never see. And now you know, that's not a life sentence. It's a starting point. The sensitivity that has felt like a curse is the same capacity that, when directed outward instead of inward, makes deep connection possible. The vigilance that exhausted you is the raw material of insight. You've been an expert at reading rooms, at sensing shifts no one else notices. You've just been using that expertise to prosecute yourself instead of protect yourself. If this felt familiar, you don't have to carry it alone anymore. The pattern has a name. The name has a treatment. And the exhaustion of appearing fine, that ends the moment you stop trying to be invisible.